campaign stop Monday will be to a red state with a vulnerable Democratic incumbent. Missouri Democratic Senator Claire McCaskill is defending her seat from Republican Josh Hawley. One poll from Emerson shows Hawley up by 3 percentage points. But an NBC News Marist poll shows McCaskill this time with a lead of 3. Both these polls are within the margin of error. Monday marks President Trump's second visit to the state in less than a week. Republicans are hoping to clinch Missouri as the battle for control of the Senate comes down to the wire. Bryan Lowry joins me now. He's the lead political reporter at the Kansas City Star. Bryan, thanks for joining us. Missouri is the president's last campaign stop before Election Day. You've reported on his upcoming visit. What does this say about the Missouri Senate race?
I think it shows you that the race is not yet decided. It also means that the president is setting himself up so that if Josh Hawley does oust Claire McCaskill, he will be able to claim credit as being the one of the key factors in this race. The president has actually made 7 visits to Missouri, including tonight, during this election cycle. He has gone after Claire McCaskill on each one of those visits, endorsed Josh Hawley very early last year, and Josh Hawley has framed his campaign around his support for President Trump. So this is very much a candidate wrapping himself around the president and vice versa.
So Hawley is the state's attorney general, and your publication, The Star, recently dug into how his government staff used their personal email addresses during the campaign. Why is that significant, and how is it impacting the race?
Well, the Star obtained documents that showed that Hawley's political consultants began having regular strategy sessions with his official government staff during his first weeks as Attorney General. It's significant for a number of reasons. One, the fact that they were corresponding this on private email, despite the fact that they were meeting in the official government building where Hawley's office is, shows that there's a question about transparency and whether or not this was subject to the state's open record laws, which Hawley's office is actually in charge of enforcing. It also speaks to a controversy that Hawley's been dealing with throughout the race, which is a notion that he's used the Attorney General's office as a launching pad to a higher office. Keep in mind, Hawley was only elected in 2016, so he began running for U.S. Senate less than a year into his time as Attorney General.
Oh, well, how closely is McCaskill running to the National Democratic Party?
Well, McCaskill has really actually made a point of distancing herself from the National Democratic Party in recent weeks. She actually had a radio ad that says that she is not one of those quote unquote crazy Democrats. She's been going on outlets like Fox News talking about how she disagrees with Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren. She's really tried to present herself as a border hawk. She's touted that she is endorsed by the union that represents Border Patrol agents, and that union endorsed Donald Trump in the 2016 election. So she's very much tried to place herself almost with GOP talking points on a couple of positions as a way to appeal to Trump voters in this tight race.
And we'll see if that strategy works. Bryan Lowry, thanks so much for your insight. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.